Welcome to Krathon, your trusted channel for insights on personal growth and resilience. Have you ever felt like someone in your life, maybe a friend or colleague, seemed perfect at first but left you feeling drained, stressed, or even confused? They're charming. They light up a room. But over time, something feels off. Today, we'll dive into how to recognize the hidden signs of toxic behavior, protect your peace of mind, and avoid falling into their trap. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Krathon for more insights that can empower and uplift your life. And as you watch, think about the people around you. Could there be hidden signs you've overlooked? Let's uncover the truth together. 1. Recognizing toxic behavior, the hidden signs. Imagine meeting someone who seems like a perfect friend, colleague, or partner. They're charming, engaging, and seem genuinely interested in you. You share your thoughts, dreams, and even vulnerabilities, feeling lucky to have found someone you can trust. But as time goes on, a subtle, unsettling feeling starts creeping in. Something is off. Yet it's hard to pinpoint. What if that person who once seemed so supportive is now the source of your stress and confusion? Recognizing the hidden signs of toxic behavior can not only protect you, but also bring a new level of clarity and peace to your life. Today, we'll explore how to identify these traits, protect yourself, and ensure you don't fall into the trap of being pulled into someone else's toxicity. Toxic people often wield charm and charisma as a tool. At first, it feels like you're in the presence of someone who genuinely cares. They light up the room, make everyone feel special, and might even express interest in your life's details, making you feel seen. But this charm is a mask, a surface-level act meant to draw people in. Over time, this charm can morph into manipulation, with the individual using their influence to control or undermine others. Consider a coworker who always seems eager to compliment you on your work. They might bring you coffee, engage in lighthearted conversations, and offer friendly advice. At first, these interactions feel pleasant, even enjoyable. But soon, you may notice that they start to push boundaries, asking you to cover shifts, expecting you to share resources, or taking subtle credit for your contributions. When you don't comply, their attitude shifts, and they might become passive-aggressive or even outright hostile. This transformation is a red flag, showing that the charm was never about friendship, it was about gaining leverage. One of the most powerful tools a toxic person possesses is manipulation, which they employ to twist situations and keep others under their control. This manipulation is often subtle and operates over time. Toxic individuals may use gaslighting, a tactic where they make you question your own perception or memories. Gaslighting leaves you feeling confused, as though your reality has become blurred. For example, you might recall an interaction where a toxic person belittled you, but when you confront them, they deny it or make you feel as though you took it the wrong way. Over time, gaslighting can chip away at your confidence, making you feel like you're at fault for everything that goes wrong. This tactic serves their purpose, keeping you dependent on them for validation and clarification. It's crucial to remain grounded in your sense of reality and recognize when someone tries to manipulate you. The ancient Stoic philosophers often emphasized the power of observation and the importance of living life guided by reason. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, taught that we should not be swayed by external appearances, but instead use discernment to understand others' true nature. Toxic people rely on your emotional reactions, so maintaining a clear, rational mindset is essential. Imagine yourself at a social gathering where this person is commanding attention, telling captivating stories, and making everyone around them laugh. Initially, you may feel drawn to their energy, but if you observe closely, you might notice a pattern. They constantly steer conversations back to themselves, rarely allow others to contribute meaningfully, or subtly insult people under the guise of humor. Stoicism encourages us to view these interactions with a calm, objective eye, taking note without immediate judgment. Recognizing toxic behavior is one thing, knowing how to protect yourself is another. Setting boundaries is a crucial skill when dealing with toxic individuals. Boundaries are not about being harsh, but about respecting yourself enough to assert your limits. If you have a friend who constantly interrupts you, makes everything about themselves, or criticizes your choices, it's essential to communicate your limits. For example, if you feel drained after each interaction with them, limit the amount of time you spend together. Practice phrases like, "I'm not comfortable discussing this topic," or "I'd prefer to keep our conversation positive." Stoic teachings remind us that we can't control others' actions, but we can control our reactions. By setting boundaries, you're ensuring that your peace of mind is not compromised by someone else's negativity. Toxic individuals often display subtle signs of control. They might insist on making decisions for you under the guise of helping or knowing what's best. At first, these actions might feel like support, but over time, you may notice a pattern where your choices and preferences are routinely ignored or dismissed. Let's say you have a friend who insists on choosing the restaurant every time you go out, claiming they know the best spots. While this may seem harmless initially, it becomes problematic if they never consider your preferences. This small act of control can reveal a larger issue, a need to dominate interactions, making everything align with their desires. True friendship or partnership values mutual respect, where both people have a say. One clear sign of toxic behavior is a consistent need to be the center of attention. Toxic people often dominate social settings, talking over others, interrupting conversations, and making everything about themselves. This behavior might initially be mistaken for extroversion or confidence, but it can eventually become exhausting to those around them. Consider a party where this person takes over every conversation, sharing stories meant to impress others or monopolize everyone's attention. When you attempt to share something personal, they either ignore it or quickly steer the conversation back to themselves. Such behavior is not mere excitement or enthusiasm, it reflects a lack of respect for others' voices. Being around a toxic person over an extended period can have serious effects on your mental and emotional health. Constantly questioning yourself, feeling drained after every interaction, and dealing with passive-aggressive comments can wear down your self-esteem. Toxic people thrive on this imbalance, as it makes it easier for them to maintain control. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-awareness and integrity. Recognizing how someone's behavior impacts your well-being is not only empowering but necessary. You deserve relationships that nourish you, not ones that drain you. If you notice persistent negativity from an individual, take it as a sign to reevaluate the relationship. One of the most empowering tools in dealing with toxic behavior is practicing detachment. Detachment doesn't mean shutting people out, rather, it involves maintaining emotional independence. By cultivating detachment, you ensure that your sense of self-worth and happiness is not tied to someone else's actions or opinions. For example, if a toxic person tries to provoke you with subtle insults or passive-aggressive comments, you don't have to react. Instead, observe their behavior with calm neutrality. Stoicism emphasizes this approach, remaining undisturbed by external negativity. When you detach, you're not allowing their behavior to influence your inner peace. The Stoics remind us that true resilience comes from within. By applying their teachings, you can cultivate a mindset that protects you from toxic influences. Practice seeing things as they are, not as you wish them to be. Recognize when someone's behavior is harmful and allow yourself to step back. Marcus Aurelius taught that life is too short to be spent with those who drain our spirit. Choose your connections wisely. Recognizing toxic behavior is not about judging others harshly, it's about safeguarding your well-being. Charm can be deceiving, and not everyone who appears kind has good intentions. By developing a clear mind, setting boundaries, and embracing detachment, you can protect yourself from the subtle erosion caused by toxic individuals. Stoic philosophy offers timeless tools to help you navigate these complex dynamics with wisdom and peace. Trust your instincts, maintain your values, and prioritize relationships that align with mutual respect and growth. 2. Understanding lack of empathy, the quiet harm. Empathy is what connects us as humans, allowing us to share joy and provide comfort during difficult times. But what happens when someone lacks this essential trait? Today, we'll explore the unsettling reality of individuals who operate without empathy and how recognizing this behavior can help you protect your mental health. Empathy is more than just feeling sorry for someone, it's the ability to genuinely connect with others on an emotional level. People lacking empathy often appear disinterested or dismissive when others express feelings. They might minimize or dismiss struggles, respond coldly to vulnerability, or even mock someone's emotions. This behavior doesn't just create discomfort, it's a significant red flag. Imagine sharing a personal struggle with a friend or colleague, hoping for a listening ear or even a bit of comfort. Instead, they respond with disinterest. Say something dismissive like, "It's not that bad," or shift the focus back to themselves. These responses, while subtle, reveal an underlying lack of empathy. A lack of empathy isn't always overtly negative. Sometimes it appears as indifference. Empathy-deficient individuals often display a disconnect in emotionally charged situations, seeming unaffected by the struggles of others. This can be particularly damaging in close relationships, where support and understanding are essential. Consider a scenario where you've achieved something significant, and you're excited to share the news. A person lacking empathy might respond with a dismissive "good for you" or worse. Ignore your excitement entirely. Instead of celebrating your success, they might downplay it or redirect attention to themselves. This lack of acknowledgement can lead to feelings of isolation and diminished self-worth. Empathy builds trust and emotional security in relationships. Without it, relationships often feel one-sided and draining. Over time, those interacting with an empathy-deficient person may start to feel undervalued, invisible, and unsupported. This absence of empathy can have lasting effects on a person's self-esteem and mental health, creating an emotional void that is difficult to fill. The Stoics spoke about the importance of compassion as a virtue. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, wrote about the interconnectedness of humanity, emphasizing how understanding and considering others' well-being ultimately contributes to our own. Recognizing when someone lacks empathy allows you to take a step back, observe, and protect your emotional well-being. One of the best ways to navigate relationships with people who lack empathy is by setting boundaries. While they may never offer the support you hope for, you can protect yourself from emotional harm by being clear about your expectations. For instance, if someone dismisses your feelings frequently, consider limiting the depth of your interactions with them. Avoid seeking validation or empathy from them, as it may not come. Boundaries are not about shutting people out entirely, they're about defining what is healthy for you. When you establish these limits, you're ensuring that their lack of empathy doesn't harm your self-worth. This practice aligns with Stoic wisdom, which teaches us to preserve our inner peace despite external disturbances. Self-compassion can serve as a powerful tool against the effects of empathy deficiency in others. When someone fails to support or acknowledge your feelings, Practicing self-compassion allows you to validate and process your emotions independently. This approach encourages emotional independence, empowering you to be your own source of strength and comfort. The Stoics believe that inner tranquility is a sign of wisdom and strength. By observing others' behaviors and noting a lack of empathy without personalizing it, you protect your peace of mind. Seneca, a prominent Stoic, advised against allowing the negativity of others to disturb our peace. In situations where empathy is lacking, recognize it as a reflection of their character, not your worth. Encountering people who lack empathy can be challenging, especially in close relationships. However, by recognizing these traits, setting clear boundaries, and practicing self-compassion, you safeguard your emotional health. Remember, your worth isn't determined by how others perceive or validate your feelings. Cultivate relationships with those who uplift and support you, and allow yourself the freedom to detach from those who drain your energy. 3. Spotting manipulation tactics, protecting your mental clarity. Have you ever found yourself feeling confused or doubting your own perceptions after talking with someone? It could be manipulation at play. Let's uncover the signs of manipulation so you can protect your mental clarity and avoid falling into the trap of someone else's control. Manipulators often don't announce their intentions. Instead, they use subtle tactics to influence, control, and create self-doubt in others. Manipulation tactics range from gaslighting, where they make you question your reality, to guilt-tripping, where they use your sense of responsibility to control your actions. Recognizing these tactics early can prevent you from being entangled in a web of deception. For example, a friend might frequently guilt you into doing things by saying, "I guess I'm just not as important to you as other people." Statements like these are designed to evoke guilt, subtly pressuring you to act against your will. Gaslighting is a common manipulation tactic, where the manipulator attempts to make you doubt your own memories or perceptions. This tactic leaves you feeling uncertain, second-guessing events, and often relying on the manipulator's version of reality. Over time, gaslighting can erode confidence and self-esteem, making you dependent on the manipulator for validation. Imagine a scenario where you confront a friend about a hurtful comment they made. Instead of taking responsibility, they deny it, saying, "I never said that, you must be imagining things." Such statements can make you question your memory, potentially leading to a cycle of doubt and insecurity. One way to safeguard yourself against manipulation is by cultivating mental clarity. Keep a journal of interactions to document patterns and behaviors. This simple act of writing things down can help you maintain a sense of reality and prevent the confusion manipulators often try to create. The Stoics emphasize the importance of seeing things as they truly are. Epictetus taught that our perceptions should be grounded in reality, allowing us to make decisions free from external influences. By remaining anchored in objective truth, you can recognize manipulation without letting it cloud your perception. Manipulators thrive on the reluctance of others to say no. They exploit your kindness, sense of duty, or fear of conflict to get what they want. Learning to say no without guilt is essential when dealing with manipulators. Establishing boundaries isn't about rejecting people, it's about maintaining your mental well-being. Imagine you have a friend who frequently asks you to help with last-minute favors, always making it sound urgent, while helping occasionally is normal. If this behavior becomes habitual and you feel pressured or manipulated, it's important to assert your boundaries. A simple, calm "no, I won't be able to help this time" can be incredibly empowering. Detachment can be a powerful tool when facing manipulation. When you remain emotionally distant, you can observe manipulative behavior without being influenced by it. Stoic teachings encourage us to remain undisturbed by external forces, allowing us to see others' behavior as a reflection of their character, not a reflection of ourselves. Manipulation is an attempt to erode your sense of reality, often leaving you feeling confused and unsure. By recognizing these tactics, maintaining mental clarity, and practicing detachment, you can protect yourself from manipulation and uphold your peace of mind. Stay true to your values, and remember that only you control your responses. 4. Handling control and control issues, reclaiming your autonomy. Control can often disguise itself as care or guidance. But when someone's actions undermine your independence, it's a sign of something deeper. Today, we'll discuss how to recognize and respond to controlling behavior so you can reclaim your autonomy. Control can show up in subtle ways, often masked as concern or guidance. In the beginning, it might seem that the person is just offering helpful advice, whether it's about where you should go, who you should spend time with, or even how you should think. However, over time, this advice turns into constant oversight, where your choices, opinions, and freedom are gradually restricted. In such situations, it's essential to recognize the difference between caring advice and controlling behavior. Imagine a partner who insists on choosing where you eat, what movies you watch, or how you spend your free time, claiming that it's because they know what's best. Initially, it might seem comforting, like they care about making the right choices for you. But over time, their constant direction can start to feel oppressive, leaving you with little room to express your preferences or make decisions independently. Controlling behavior doesn't just affect your daily choices, it can have profound impacts on your mental health. Being in a relationship, whether personal, familial, or professional, with someone who constantly imposes their will on you can lead to feelings of anxiety, low self-esteem, and frustration. This kind of relationship often leaves the controlled person questioning their worth, capabilities, and even their ability to make decisions. Consider a work environment where a boss insists on micromanaging every aspect of your tasks, leaving you no room to be creative or think independently. Over time, this control might make you feel incompetent, anxious, and fearful of making mistakes. It also creates a dependency, making it hard for you to feel confident or motivated. Boundaries are essential in dealing with controlling behavior. Setting boundaries helps define what is and isn't acceptable in the relationship. If you feel your autonomy is being compromised, having a frank discussion about your expectations and limits can help. For instance, in a personal relationship, you might say, "I appreciate your concern, but I'd like to make this decision on my own." This assertive approach makes it clear that while you value their input, you are capable of making choices independently. Boundary setting is not about rejecting people, it's about maintaining your mental well-being and preserving your sense of self. The Stoics emphasized the value of personal freedom and self-control. And by upholding these boundaries, you protect your autonomy and inner peace. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control how others act, we can control how we respond. Boundaries help you respond from a place of strength and confidence. Control can also manifest financially and socially. A controlling partner or family member might restrict access to money, claiming to manage it better, but in reality, this tactic creates dependency. Financial control can make it difficult to leave a toxic relationship or assert independence, as it leaves you feeling powerless and reliant. Social control is equally damaging. A controlling person might attempt to isolate you from friends or family, often by criticizing them or claiming they don't have your best interests at heart. Over time, this isolation limits your support system, leaving you more vulnerable to the controller's influence. In these cases, it's essential to stay connected with trusted individuals and assert your right to maintain relationships outside of the controlling person's influence. Stoicism teaches that our sense of self should not depend on external factors, including others' control over our lives. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, emphasized the value of self-sufficiency and inner strength. To live in accordance with nature, as the Stoics would put it, means respecting your freedom and autonomy. By reclaiming your independence, you're not only protecting your mental health, but also honoring your true self. Recognize that a healthy relationship, whether professional or personal, should support your growth, not stifle it. When you prioritize your autonomy, you free yourself from the pressures of constant external control. Dealing with control issues requires a careful balance of boundaries, self-awareness, and assertiveness. Recognize the signs of control early. Communicate your limits. And, if necessary, distance yourself from those who undermine your independence. The Stoics remind us that true freedom comes from within. So protect your autonomy and reclaim your right to make your own choices. 5. Addressing pathological lying, recognizing deception in relationships. Trust is the foundation of any relationship. But when deception enters, it can crumble quickly. Pathological lying isn't just occasional dishonesty, it's a harmful pattern that erodes trust and creates chaos. Let's uncover the signs of pathological lying and explore ways to protect yourself from its damaging effects. Pathological lying goes beyond the occasional white lie. It's a habitual pattern of deceit, where the person consistently manipulates facts and distorts reality for their benefit. Pathological liars fabricate stories, often without a clear reason. And over time, this behavior becomes part of their identity. The danger of pathological lying lies in its ability to create a distorted reality, making it difficult to trust anything they say. Consider a coworker who constantly exaggerates their achievements, claims to have impressive qualifications, or spreads rumors about others. Over time, their web of lies creates confusion, mistrust, and tension in the workplace. The issue isn't just about the lies themselves, it's about the impact these lies have on everyone's perception of reality. Being involved with a pathological liar can be emotionally draining. Constant dishonesty leaves you feeling uncertain, suspicious, and often questioning your own memory and perceptions. This dynamic can create a toxic cycle where you're always on edge, unsure of what's true and what isn't. Pathological liars often mix truth with lies, making it even harder to discern reality. Imagine being in a relationship with someone who lies about seemingly trivial things, where they went, who they spoke with, or what they did. Even small lies, when constant, erode the foundation of trust and create an unstable environment. This uncertainty can lead to anxiety, self-doubt, and an overall sense of disconnection from reality. Pathological lying is often accompanied by specific patterns. For example, pathological liars may avoid direct eye contact when confronted, become defensive, or shift blame onto others. They may also create elaborate stories, adding unnecessary details to make their lies seem more convincing. Observing these behaviors over time can help you recognize this pattern of deceit. Let's say a friend repeatedly tells stories that seem too good to be true, embellishing their experiences to gain admiration. As you get to know them better, you start noticing discrepancies in their stories. When questioned, they might become hostile or accuse you of mistrusting them, creating a cycle of confusion and doubt. Recognizing these patterns early can help you make informed decisions about whether to continue the relationship. The Stoics believed that honesty and integrity are central to a virtuous life. Marcus Aurelius emphasized living in accordance with nature, which means aligning our actions with truth and reason. Pathological lying is a fundamental betrayal of these principles, as it disrupts both self-trust and the trust others place in us. By choosing to live honestly, we cultivate relationships built on mutual respect and authenticity. When dealing with a pathological liar, It's essential to remember that their deceit reflects their character, not your worth. Stoicism teaches us to detach from others' actions and focus on maintaining our own integrity. By remaining calm and objective, you protect your inner peace from the turbulence caused by their dishonesty. Once you recognize pathological lying, setting boundaries becomes essential. Avoid relying on the person for emotional support or validation, as their deception can create confusion and self-doubt. Instead, seek trustworthy friends or family members who can provide a grounded perspective. In some cases, distancing yourself from the pathological liar might be necessary to maintain your mental and emotional health. Boundaries help protect you from being ensnared in the web of lies, allowing you to maintain a clear and realistic perspective. For instance, if you have a friend who consistently lies about their achievements, you can limit the depth of your conversations, focusing on neutral topics rather than seeking personal advice or emotional support from them. Pathological lying erodes trust, but it's crucial to cultivate self-trust to navigate relationships with deceitful individuals. By trusting your own perceptions and instincts, you're less likely to be swayed by others' lies. Trusting yourself doesn't mean being suspicious of everyone. It means valuing your ability to discern truth from deception. The Stoics encourage us to rely on inner strength and self-trust, reminding us that external factors shouldn't disturb our peace. By trusting yourself, you build resilience against deception, allowing you to navigate even the most complex relationships with clarity and confidence. Pathological lying can create an unstable and toxic environment, but by recognizing the signs, setting boundaries, and cultivating self-trust, you can protect yourself from its damaging effects. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control our responses. Choose to live with integrity, seek truth, and surround yourself with those who value honesty. Thank you for watching and being part of the Krathon community. Recognizing toxic behavior and setting boundaries is essential for our mental and emotional well-being. It's about protecting your peace and surrounding yourself with relationships that uplift rather than drain you. Have you ever encountered someone who seemed supportive but turned out to be toxic? How did you handle it? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's help each other grow stronger. And remember, your well-being matters. Subscribe for more content, and stay connected as we continue this journey of self-awareness and resilience. Until next time, stay true to yourself and take care.